Talk about everything, play music in between. Tune in and enjoy Chad's underground scene. Talking music, you know what I mean. Tune in and enjoy Chad's underground scene.
Welcome to Chad's Underground Scene with my special guest this week, Feez.
How's it going?
How you doing, Feez? We're down deep in the underground in Las Vegas.
With the mole people.
Right. So, you do some stand-up, right?
Yeah, I do stand-up.
He's local here in Las Vegas. I'm out here on a weekend. I played 4 shows in 3 days. And ran into Feez, and we're doing a little show here for Chad's Underground Scene. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised in Las Vegas. I'm 34 years old. Been doing comedy off and on for about 12 years now. I've opened up for some bigger names. Had my own show a few times. Special guest. So really now I've just been, going through the open mic scene and just really touching ground, really getting back into it and getting my feet wet.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the underground scene in Vegas, because there's a lot of fun stuff out here.
Oh man, I love it.
And you're with comedy, so tell us about that, and then you probably go see some music too. So
definitely, yeah. The underground scene, man, is definitely real big, especially in comedy. You see the same guys a lot of times in this in different spots. It's a real routine. A lot of times, you start to get like an underground type of family network, and it's cool because you can really collaborate and start to expand on your brand and see yourself in avenues you might not have always thought you would fit into. So, it's really cool in terms of networking. As far as music, dude, we have all types of music out here, from live funk, jazz music to, hip hop is real big out here. Country music scenes out here. You'll even see some country music rappers out here. Like,
oh yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff going on. Entertainment is like the soul of the city. You could walk down Fremont, Las Vegas Boulevard, and you'll see
live music.
Yeah, all day.
Which is great because live music needs to stay alive, right?
Yes, sir.
Because you can't just listen to the radio or listen to somebody doing beats behind something
No.
that used to be music.
No, literally, that you say that, there's a few songs that I have that where the live performance is actually the version that I think of the song when I think of the song, and then when I hear the studio version, I'm like, oh, that's not right. You know what I mean? So yeah, live entertainment definitely has its own vibe, man. Its own soul.
So tell us about some of the clubs that you've gone to and you've done your
definitely. I've done the LA Comedy Club. I've done the Laugh Factory in Denver. One of my mentors in comedy is this guy named Brent Tobler. He does the Super Bowl in comedy, and that's out in his hometown in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I've opened up for that. I opened up for Louis Anderson at the Sahara before.
So tell us a little bit about him, which ties in with something I'm doing. In May, I'm going on a tour, and I'm going to be playing in Wyoming. So.
Oh yeah, Cheyenne's awesome. Wyoming's a great state. Yeah, very taxing.
Tell us a little bit about this comedian that you like.
Oh yeah, Brent Tobler, man. He's actually my cousin's, one of his childhood best friends growing up. When I was like in my earlier 20s and I started telling jokes, he was already a comedian who's made money, tours, like this is his job, and he kind of took me on under his wing, and we did a few shows together, and I feel like I learned a lot from him. Real cool guy, very dry sense of humor. I don't know if like Rob Cantrell, very similar to that type of comedian, who I also opened for, which was cool because I saw a lot of similarities in two guys that I opened for and ended up learning a lot from. So yeah, definitely real cool guys.
And that's what it's about with comedy and music, art. You find somebody you love, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody you really dig, and you try to take some of that away and bring it to yourself and go, let's try that out. But you twist it a little bit, do it a little different.
Yeah,
right?
When I first started, Dave Chappelle was actually the guy who made me want to go. Like he's like, there's people like that where like you just see them do what they're great at, and you're like, they're so great at it that it looks effortless, and you're like, man, I want that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly, because that's where I came from. When I was a kid, my my uncle brought me to see David Bowie.
Uh-huh.
And I saw David Bowie and I go, yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I want to play music like that with my heart and just go for it.
And
Right?
and in the beginning, I remember like almost just emulating, like almost being like almost like an off-brand impersonation. You know what I mean? And then somewhere along the line, you find your artistry, and then you stop emulating and you start, you know what I mean, building and having your own twist, and you know what I mean, creating your own original material. But yeah, definitely those two guys definitely were big inspirations for me. I mean, Chappelle just wanted me to get in the game, and then the other two guys were actually working with someone who's professional and seeing how they conduct themselves backstage and prep for shows and stuff. It was really a life-changing experience.
So you're doing a show tonight. So where is that going to be?
That's going to be at the Dive Bar. It's called Just Fucking Comedy. And my boy, you can find him on Instagram at SlamDunkJesus. He does a lot of MC stuff around town, big host around town. Really funny guy. So just come check us out. We're at the Dive Bar. Show starts at about 9. I'll get there about 10. You know what I mean? I'll probably go up like 10:30, 11, something like that. So, you know what I mean? Come check us out. It's every Monday in Las Vegas.
So another great place in Vegas, totally underground, dive bar, great music. A lot of punk rock goes on.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of punk rock.
I played in dive bar,
yeah.
and it's a cool place.
Definitely,
it's real, right? Everybody's in there hanging out.
Dude.
And like I said, it's underground. You're doing underground comedy there, right? And other nights it's underground punk. Other nights it's rock and roll.
It can be anything.
And every night is a different thing going on.
Yes,
but they're supporting up and comings.
Yes,
which is the best thing.
Yes,
that's the type of club I love, right?
Yes.
Because that's where music comes. It comes surging from the underground, and people get better and better. And then some of them, all of a sudden, are on the map, right?
Boom! You never know who's going to be there.
Right.
You know what I mean? You never know.
Because at one time, Chappelle was underground, right?
Yeah. At one time, David Bowie was underground.
Exactly.
That's
oh,
right.
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. He was underground for about 10 years before something hit. Right?
You never know what's going to catch, bro. It's that one. You know, that one joke, that one song.
So what are some of your other favorite clubs out in Las Vegas?
I really like this little real dingy bar. It's across the street from the Boulevard Mall. They do a comedy night like at midnight on Wednesdays, but it's like no holds bar. Like, you know what I mean? It's definitely not PG or censored, you know what I mean? So it's more of like that old school feel. And I really like going to that one. It's hard for me to make it just because of the timing and, you know what I mean, my job and stuff. But yeah, definitely, I forget the name of it, but like literally if you saw this bar, you would look like, people get murdered there every week, but like no one ever gets hurt. Like, it's awesome, bro. It's like it has that feeling. You know?
None of the people that are okay. Yeah. So we're gonna break away and we're gonna watch a little bit of his comedy.
Oh, appreciate that.
Right here. Enjoy.
This is a little taller than me. But how y'all doing? First and foremost, I'd like everybody to give it up for my boy Brent Tobler. You know, he's the reason we're all here tonight, and this is his show. So on to my part. I'm 23 years old. You know, that had me thinking that I'm getting a little bit older, and you know how much I miss being a kid, how much I miss childhood. And I remember I was 8 years old, and the first thing I wanted to be professionally was a Ninja Turtle. Now I was just thinking the other day how that would have played out if I would have really became a Ninja Turtle. You know, I'd be a big ass green turtle, living in a manhole, robbing pizza men, all in a fight to stop the shredder and his ruthless reign over our world. But now I'm all grown up and I'm unemployed. So, you know, the job market's down, the economy's bad, and they have me thinking, you know, that there are 3 things in America that are actually recession-proof. 3 things. And, you know, the first one being Walmart, thanks to their everyday low wages. The second one being McDonald's, you know, to the dollar menu that I'm personally fond of. And the third's illegal Mexicans. I mean, I'm certainly not knocking these fellas. They're so cold that if you don't hire them for the job, they just go out and invent a whole new job. Like standing out in front of Home Depot worker dude. Or I'm selling roses in the parking lot on Valentine's Day, dude. And you can't forget I'm selling oranges on the highway, dude. I drove past this man like, fuck! Forgot my vitamin C this morning. So, you know, I tried to sell weed one time because I smoke weed. So I figured, why not sell weed? Sounds like a good idea. You know? So I buy some weed and I'm ready to take the streets over. I'm gonna flip this, sell that, smoke this, get that off. It's gonna be good. But then I just got high. And that was the end of that. You know? Enough of that drug dealer. Enough of that. You know. Dare to keep off drugs. Dare to just say no. Everybody remember the DARE program?
Yeah.
And I say this because I wonder how many families this program actually ripped apart. Now, I'm in 5th grade, and this little girl raised her hand and says, Mr. DARE officer, I think there's drugs in my house. My father smokes marijuana. And I look at her like, damn, I'm fucked up. Because in my neighborhood, we knew that all of our parents probably smoked weed. But we didn't tell because the child haven, they don't have Nikes and Nintendo. You know. So who remembers their first public boner? I remember my first public boner. Your first public boner? Alright, well I was in 3rd grade, Miss Lamb's class. We were doing long division. You know, Rosie walks to the board with her little black spandex on, and I'm looking at her little 3rd grade booty. No, don't think like that. We're talking about Little John, not Big John. So it's okay that you look at her 3rd grade booty. You know, so I'm looking at her little booty, and you know, I feel this little sensation in my pants. I look down, sure as shit, my tent is pitched. So, you know, I'm thinking, fuck, how am I gonna get out of this one? Because Miss Lamb's calling me next. So I said, Miss Lamb, I don't get 24 divided by 7. I mean, 7 doesn't even go into 24. And bing, light bulb, I'm gonna put it right here. It's gonna be okay. I call this one the slip, flip, and tuck. I hit it up the belt waist right there, hit it right there. Walked up to the board, did my problem, and it was all good. So fellas, you have a public boner, put it on your belt line. It'll be okay. But, you know, that's real. That's real. Why do chicks always want a real man? Why you gotta be so real? I mean, do you wanna know what being real means? Being real means I'm just gonna lie to you better than the dude did before me. Oh, he got a car, baby? I got 2 cars. They're in the shop though, I'm putting some rims on them. So, you know, I just like the back and forth between men and women. I always find that funny. And you know, the different lessons you learn about a man as a woman and different lessons you learn about a woman as a man. And one of my favorite lessons I learned is that all pussy is not created equal. It's not. You know, and the first time I found this out, you know, I'm like 16. This is my first time. We're gonna say old girl's been around the block a little bit. And then, you know, so, you know, I last pretty long. And I think I'm a fucking stallion. I'm here to wreck shit. I'm on God's green earth to knock the dust off pussy. You know, so go down the line a little bit. You know, I meet a new girl. She's a virgin. So I'm telling her I'm a big dog and I'm not going to hurt her, it's going to be okay, and I'm going to take it easy. So, you know, very vividly, right before it goes down, I remember kissing her on her lips going, mwah, don't worry, boo, I'm not going to hurt you. So about 10 seconds into it, I'm done. She says, John, was that it? I said, don't worry, boo, you'll get better next time. But thank you guys, you're a great crowd. Peace and love. Y'all, thank you, baby. Cheyenne, that's all.
Feez the comedian, everybody. Give it up, Feez the comedian. I hear ya.
All right, so we are back. Hope you enjoyed that. And we're going to talk a little bit about old casinos in Vegas.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite casinos is El Cortez.
Okay, I used to get hot dogs from there when I was a kid. I grew up not too far from
99
downtown.
cents,
Yes,
right?
the foot-long ones.
Yeah, they're a little bit more expensive now, but
Yeah.
99-cent hot dogs. And then right up the street from there was 99-cent shrimp cocktail, right?
Yes.
And that used to be the thing in Vegas. I loved 99-cent shrimp cocktail. And then if you wanted to go deep,
Cheap buffets.
$2.99, you get the jumbo shrimp,
Oh, man.
right? And now you can't find that anywhere, right?
No.
There's a couple places doing that, and mostly it's downtown, right? Strip is a whole different
Downtown
deal.
you'll get more value. Yeah, strip's going to be more upscale, more new.
But my El Cortez, my favorite bar in Vegas is in El Cortez. They have a bar right in the middle, and it's like you're back in the day when the mob was running Vegas.
Yeah.
Right,
The
you
good old
sit in
days.
there, and they get big comfy chairs, big tables, and leather, and then you have wood everywhere, right? And then the bottles are stacked up with a nice bright light showing you the bottles, so you get your martini and you can see everything shining as they pour it in the glass.
Mm-hmm.
El Cortez, man,
That was the spot.
that's a great spot. And the other thing great about Vegas now is and this has been for a while, this has probably been the last 6-7 years, they were bringing back the lounge bands.
Yes.
Bringing back live music. Fremont Street has stages all up and down the street. I wish they would do a little less of the DJ, more of the live.
Yeah, I agree.
And one of my favorite out there is there's a guy that plays there, and he's got a friggin' fantastic band, and he calls himself Fat Elvis.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievably good.
He's a pretty good Elvis guy.
Yeah, and he wears the stuff, and he's going like this, and he wears a toupee, and that thing's just flying everywhere.
That was
He is awesome. Yeah, and his band is the best. His band is so tight.
Yeah, they rock it.
So, what are some of the other places you like? And there's some in the outskirts, right?
Yeah, so some of the older spots I like, there's a Sahara now, but back in the day there was a Sahara casino where when I was in college we could play dollar blackjack there. So for like $30 you could get wasted at the table and, you know, lose your money or win your money. But I was drinking either way because I'm there for 4 hours, 5 hours off $30, $1 a hand, you know what I mean? So that was awesome. There's a place called Club Fortune. They used to have dollar craps. I love dollar games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anything that can stretch my money and I can get them free cocktails, I'm all for it.
Yeah, so I'm an old motherfucker, so I go way back to playing here in the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we played at Tex-Mex, which was next to Tequila Charlie's. I can't remember exactly. I think it's Tequila Charlie's. And in there, 25-cent craps, 25 cents.
That's what I need, bro. I
and
play all day.
25-cent roulette.
Yeah.
And then dollar blackjack. And then they paid, I think they paid, they were trying to get all the business in there, so I think they paid 3-1 on a blackjack.
That's a nice pay.
Right? They were just doing it up, and then they did the craps, I think was 100-1. You could
Yeah, you could get those odds.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
You could put 100 times your bet, right?
Whoa.
It was crazy, yeah.
That's what I want to play.
There was so much going on, and back then there was a lot of stuff in Vegas that is so much entertainment. Every hotel had a lounge.
Yes.
And every hotel had a lot of music going on in it because that drew the people in, right?
Yes.
And then you could get drinks real cheap, which you can't do anymore.
Never.
There's a few places downtown that
They got some deals,
They
but
put you
nothing crazy. They even as early as like I would say the early 2000s, you still saw a lot of lounges. Like I remember being like a teenager and just hanging out on the strip, and we'd run in and out the casinos. And there, like the Caesars used to have a real prominent piano lounge. I remember Flamingo had one. Cromwell, before it was called the Cromwell, had one. It was called what was it, like Binion's Ballard or something like that before they sold the building. But yeah, there was a lot of those live music lounges, and it had more of a Vegas vibe. Now you're right, it's starting to feel corporate. It's nice to see them bring that back.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's what it's about. Live music it just makes me happy. And comedy, when you go there and just watch it live, that's the way you got to feel it, right?
Yeah.
It's good on a record, but it's better live.
Definitely. To feel the energy from the crowd or like the banter back and forth, something you might not see on the TV or special, you know what I mean?
All right, since we're doing a little bit of comedy, we're going to break away to a video from my band Big Mess, and this video was super. It was fun. It was super funny. So we got together, me and the guy that directed it and produced it with me, and we talked about what are we going to do this about. And he goes, "I got the best idea, dude." And this is Matty Goodman, right? He goes, "It's going to be Battle of the Bands, and the prize is $500, and it's going to be a little bit of a twist. Instead of trying to be the best band and playing the best music, anybody that might win, you're going to beat them up so that they can't qualify to win the Battle of the Bands, and then you're going to win." So that's how we did the video. So enjoy this video. This video is called Pocket.
What was that Olympic lady? Remember who Carrie Strug?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. We took the baseball bat and we took him out. And I had my buddies Bernie and Rex, and they were telling me, "Don't worry about it. We got this." And they had it. They had their switchblades, they had their bats, and they took care of this other band that had a chance to beat us.
Check it out.
Enjoy the video.
We have to win the battle of the bands this year.
Yes. Like, no confidence.
It's in the bag, Sonny.
Yeah, you're like sweating bullets like a whore in church.
I can't believe what happened last year.
Don't worry about it, man. Not a thing to worry about.
Dude, don't even worry about it. It's in the bag.
If we get the $500, we are gonna be the biggest rockers in the town. I got something in my pocket. I got something that you want. I got something in my pocket. I got something that you need. It's a vulnerable feeling going straight to your heart. Makes me nervous and scared. The feelings inside, you know the feelings that we fear. The feelings you can't hide. I said, hey! Hey, 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 hey! You got what we want. We got what we need. You got what we want. We got what we need. I got a gut feeling. I can't keep it at bay. My confidence is building. When you look in my face, my feelings are building. The emotions they rise. You look straight back into my eyes. I look in yours. We are hypnotized. That's it. Hey! Hey, 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 hey! You got what we want. We got what we need. You got what we want. We got what we need. I got something in my pocket. I got something that you want. I got something in my pocket. I got something that you need. It's a vulnerable feeling going straight to your heart. Makes me nervous and scared. The feelings inside, you know the feelings that you feel. The feelings you can't hide. I said, hey! Hey,
drunk in public.
Let's go. Get out of here. Get out. Let's go. Let's go. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Was that fun?
All right, we are back. I hope you enjoyed that video. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the comedy.
Yes.
Tell us about some of your favorite comedians. Tell us about some of the favorite, because there's records and there's also a bunch of live stuff. Because I'm old school, so I'm like Richard Pryor, and I'm up.
Definitely.
I got all that stuff going on. And
So definitely, like I said, I like Chappelle. Richard Pryor is a legend.
And Chappelle, obviously, he watched a lot of Richard
A
Pryor.
lot of inspiration
before he
from
put it
Richard
together.
Pryor. Yeah, a lot of inspiration from Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Paul Mooney is one of my favorite. I
Yeah.
think he just died recently, so R.I.P. him. But so all those guys, I really liked. Like I said, I like Rob Cantrell, Louis Anderson, more on the PG side. I always,
Oh, nice.
you know what I mean. I always thought he had like a lighter sense of humor that you could bring your kids around. That's not what I do, but I respect it. And really, my favorite joke that I think, let's put it like this: if there was one joke that I didn't write that I wish I was the guy that wrote it, that would be Dave Chappelle's AIDS joke, like where AIDS comes from. You guys look that joke up. It's classic. And just to kind of get a grasp of like where I got my sense of humor, what I was drawn to early on. But yeah, man, I mean, there's a lot of great comedians. As far as there was that Ralphie May, you know what I mean? Also,
Oh, right, yeah, Ralphie May. So one of my favorites, it was crazy because we just happened to go to the show. My friend says, hey, I get tickets for this comedy show, and it's Redondo Beach, right? And we went to the show, and it was in the Comedy Magic Club in Redondo Beach, which is opening up again. Well, I guess it's Hermosa Beach.
Yes.
Right? It's right in between Hermosa and Redondo. And it's right there, Hermosa Beach, and they're opening back up. COVID shut them down, and then there was a whole bunch of other stuff between the owner of that club and all the politicians in the city, and they figured it all out. Now they're going to open back up. So I went there with my buddy, and Kevin Meaney got on stage. One of the funniest comedians I've ever seen. So he's a guy you should look up.
Definitely.
Because it was so funny. It was off the wall. It was crazy. And he went on for years, and he told this joke about having a heart attack on stage, right? And that's how he died.
Like people thought he was joking, but he wasn't.
No. 10 years later, he's on stage telling a joke. Down he goes.
Oh man, he predicted it.
And then he was.
But he wouldn't have wanted to go any other way.
Oh yeah, and he was in several sitcoms. He did really well. He had a great career.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But we were watching the show, and we were like, "Wow, that's interesting." And then, like 10 years later,
boom!
My buddy calls me and he goes, "Did you see what happened to Kevin Meaney?" And he goes, "He died of a heart attack on stage." And I'm like, "Holy shit!"
He told a joke about that.
And like you said, what's a better way to die, right?
Yeah, that's like
doing what you love the most, right? Because you could tell he loved doing what he did.
Yes,
and he did it, right?
Yes. That's like I remember the basketball player Pistol Pete Maravich. He died of a heart attack playing pickup game after he retired.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the way you want to go.
Yeah,
I mean, that's your
doing what you love, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us how we can find you.
You can find me on Instagram, Crypto Feez, CryptoFeez. On Instagram and on YouTube, same handle at Crypto Feez. You could always find me on those. I do a podcast called From Crypto to Kush on YouTube. I also play a lot of video games on there, like Madden. Pretty good at that game.
Nice. Because that's related to comedy, right?
Yeah, well, the stream is hilarious, so you got to check it out. We're in there talking crap, scoring.
And we're going to miss him, right?
Yeah.
John Madden.
Yeah, R.I.P. John Madden, man. The game he lives on forever, though.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we'd like to thank you for coming out to Chad's Underground Scene with my special guest, Crypto Feez.
Hey.
Remember, it all starts in the underground.
Hey.
When I said all action is reaction, expansion, contraction, then manipulator, underwater, matter, antimatter, nuclear reactor, boom, 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 boom. Well, I said, who's your mother? Who's your father? I guess everything's relative. I said, who's your mother? Who's your father? I guess everything's relative. When I said all action is reaction, expansion, contraction, man manipulator, underwater, matter, antimatter, nuclear reactor, boom, 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 boom. Talk about everything, play music in between. Tune in and enjoy Chad's underground scene. Talking music,